Okay, we have approximately 250 grams glutinous rice flour with 50 grams tapioca starch in here. So some sugar. We are just making a basic dough for the ee. So we add the sugar, some cooking oil, just a couple of tablespoons, and then some hot water first, about 100 ml to start off. So this is just to start like the ibu rather than cooking the starch. So we are just using warm water, hot water to start it off. At this stage, you can then add your other flavorings, which would be pandan juice, which we'll be adding here. Other recipes, you could at this stage add mashed sweet potato, or you can add on the santan for extra flavor. So by mixing the dough here, we will try to get a good consistency. Add additional cold water to get a very palatable, clean dough that will come off the bowl quite cleanly. Okay, so you get a very palatable dough now that you can use. Ideally, let it rest for about half an hour so that the flour will soak up all the water properly, and then you get a much softer, chewy dough that you can use for Ondeh Ondeh, Kuih Kochi, and Teku as a basic dough.
Today, I think it's a combination of a kuih, but also from one recipe, we can make quite a few of these countries. So
yes. It's kind of like looking at a basic dough that we start off with a very basic dessert of the ee. So it's kind of the evolution of the filling and how things have progressed with time.
So basically, we're going to do the kuih ee, which is the Tang Yuan. It's usually eaten during the winter solstice.
For winter solstice, yes. And also, I think older generation will also do this on the middle of the year as well, but they're kind of like forgotten. So the lunar 6, on the full moon of the 6th lunar month, but that's kind of like forgotten. So it's just our most basic dessert, which is tang yuan, served with a stock syrup flavored with
ginger
and pandan in the stock. So this is Ondeh Ondeh. So we fill this with palm sugar. So it would be a glutinous rice dough.
So is that just compressed brown sugar?
No, it's actually palm made from.
I mean compressed as in like, that's all you. There's no additive.
There's nothing. Just from a block that I've cut straight from a block.
So that becomes liquid when you cook it.
Yes, it can melt down.
And make a real mess on your shirt.
It can do. So we're just using the palm sugar as a filling. Again, I think it's something that a lot of Southeast Asian countries will have this as a basic dessert as well. So this is up and ready, all floated, and then we can just add onto.
Now these kuihs are basically, we use them for dessert, but actually they're more an afternoon tea thing, aren't they? Well,
yes.
The Ondeh Ondeh or the Kuih Kochi
will be for afternoon tea. So we can just line up. They will take about maybe 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the size. Once it floats, it's then cooked through.
So I think it's better to tell people about the floating rather than the 3 to 5 minutes. I always think that's the most reliable guide.
Once you get this up. Yeah. So that's the first one, dessert, which is the.
Okay, do you want to pick it up?
Yeah, I'm going to grab it quickly. So next progression we will go on to will be the Kuih Kochi. So it's
the same dough.
Same dough.
Yeah.
You can add a bit of coconut milk, santan into it to make it richer. Some people do that. So it's a progression. And then the filling is freshly grated coconut. This white part cooked in palm sugar. And also that the palm sugar is also cooked with pandan leaves as well.
So this is how it looks when you mix it all up.
Yeah, once you cook it through.
Oh, you actually turn this into liquid first.
Yes, we melt the palm sugar and flavor it with pandan leaves. And then once it all bubble up, we put the coconut into it.
Wow, that's a very professional looking.
So that will be the Kuih Kochi.
Look at that.
Right, so this will be steamed. Will be 8 minutes for steaming because
Right.
it will take time.
So they're all usually that size, right?
Yes, yeah, more or
Okay.
less that size. So these are floated. So freshly grated coconut white with some salt onto it.
Yeah.
So we do like our sweet with some salt.
Can you use desiccated coconut?
You can. I think with
Not
the
as nice.
texture will be slightly different. It won't be as nice as.
Yeah. Oops. This is everyone's favorite dessert, really.
So we get the Ondeh Ondeh. So the juice, the color is basically from the juice of the pandan leaf. So you have a whole load of it, put it through a liquidizer with some water, strain it through, and then you get a nice.
Now I'm told that the large pandan leaves are used for mainly the color,
Yeah.
and the small ones are for the scent and flavoring.
More flavor.
So you need to have a mixture, or
Yeah.
would you just use the green one for the
We
colouring?
use for both because you do want the flavor.
Right.
You do want to have the flavor
Okay.
as well.
So that's usually, it's actually two varieties, and it's not just the mature leaves and the young leaves, it's
That's
two
right.
varieties, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And usually with chendol, they would use a lot of the smaller one to give that
Yes.
intensity. So that Kuih Kochi needs to be steamed. You put that through in the steamer. Progress to the Tang. So Chris, you want to talk a little bit about the molds?
Okay. So this is basically a Chinese cake, a Chinese biscuit kueh, which is a cake that came from China, southern China, and they're normally red in color, and got some red dough there. We can make some red ones for. They're for celebrating auspicious days and festivals, but here the green ones are often used for more somber occasions like funerals or death anniversaries, but I think that this is much more delicious than the red one. So it's got this wonderful flavoring on the dough. So I've got some very old molds here. Normally when you buy one of these old molds, they're very efficient. You've got them different sizes and also you've got the peach as well.
Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
this has got the peach, and it's got the two. And this is an amazing one. It's an old one that I found, and it's got the tortoise shape with the feet in it. It looks a bit eerie.
It's
Really.
very cute. It's very cute. Yeah. So there's some that we've knocked out earlier. It's just a case of.
Yeah, just show them how it's made. I just
Yeah.
love it. It's good to get rid of your stress. Wow, look at that. And how long to steam this for?
5 minutes. But once it's out, you need to brush it with some oil.
Mm.
So you can just add on to
I'm
this.
told a little secret is to keep the shape and the design is to lift the cover halfway through.
Halfway through,
Yeah, so
yes.
it doesn't over steam, right?
Over steam, yeah. And also the condensation doesn't drop onto it as well.
I want to see how beautiful yours looks when it's. So these are for birthdays, I noticed. It's got the soul.
With the soul, usually.
Well, I
from-
suppose it's because Anku is represents the tortoise, which is a sign of old age, right? You
Yes,
live forever.
for longevity.
Yeah.
So, I think definitely Hokkien culture, this was used for birthday celebrations and prayers.
Not the green
So-
ones.
Not the green ones, the red ones. Yeah.
The
red ones.
green ones are more a gourmet thing, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So, there's nothing like having Ondeh Ondeh hot or warm. Mmm. I don't care. Happy you get fat on this. Yum.
I'll take out the
The salt makes a difference, isn't it?
the salt on
Mm.
the definitely.
I'm told that that also delays the fermentation.
Of the coconut.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
yes,
look
it
at that.
acts as a preservative too. Yeah.
Now I'm going to open one up, let it cools down a bit.
Goes down a little bit. And then just,
Okay, the cool, I think you should leave the top open now, don't you think?
I just need to flash it
Oh, you
with
got oil.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it just prevents it
Drying out.
drying
cracking.
and sticking. Yeah.
And all these blue and white plates are basically called kitchen ching because they're used in the kitchen and also used for ancestor worship. So I'm always happy to use them because they're still quite inexpensive and really very collectible and very pretty as well. So look at that. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this as much as we have. And I think the next one, what are we going to do next? What's the next week's special?
I think we shall work on our mi jawa.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think because that is a very popular dish in the Miss Cafe, so we shall do that.
Alright, I'll see you then.